Hey guys, Papa Pete back again today with a video on the heels of my recent unboxing and review of Brett Weiss's the NES Omnibus Volume 2 M through Z. You might have noticed last year when I reviewed Volume 1, I followed it up by doing a video in two parts on my top 10 favorite games that were in the NES Omnibus Volume 1. So of course I have to follow it up today with a two-part video of my top 10 favorite games in the NES Omnibus Volume 2 M through Z. And let me tell you, there's a lot of games in this book, so there's a lot of great games to choose from. There might be some surprises in my picks, and there might be some, ones that you really kind of expect almost everybody to have on the list. Anyway, can't wait to get to it, so here we go.
Papa Pete, the old ass gamer. Papa Pete, the old ass gamer. If you haven't grown up by the age of 50, you don't have to.
Be sure to check out IntellivisionCollector.com for all your Intellivision collecting needs, whether it be ROMs for LTO Flash or Ultimate Flashback, the latest homebrew games available on the scene, or even games for the original 125. That's IntellivisionCollector.com.
Number 10.
Now, number 10 is a little bit of a different pick because this is a game that I actually didn't own back when I was a kid, and none of my family had it, so I didn't play it at their houses, but it's one that when I was in university, we used to rent all the time, and we had so much fun with. And it really is a fantastic game, and that is Super Dodgeball. Fabulous dodgeball game where, the characters are just, they're very blocky, but at the same time, I really love the graphics, and of course, there's all kinds of different ways to power up your shots, try to catch some 3-on-3 dodgeball action, and we just had so much fun with it back in the day. Kind of neat. I picked this up from, I think it was from Stone Age Gamer down at Too Many Games a couple years ago. I picked up this great case for like $3 for my copy. Just a plastic case with the art in it. Really wonderful thing to have when you don't have the complete game like I didn't at the time. So Super Dodgeball, also something interesting about Super Dodgeball, if you don't have the original NES title, it's available on the Evercade on the Technos Collection 1, but get that soon because that one actually is going out of print and it won't be available for very much longer. So it's a great one to have for your Evercade collection. Of course, I love collecting all sorts of different retro video games, but at the end of the day, my number 10 favorite NES game from the NES Omnibus Volume 2, Super Dodgeball. Give it a shot.
Number 9.
So number 9 is a game that I played in the arcade, and then I played a lot on the NES. My sister had it, and my niece used to play it all the time over there, and I think I had a copy of it too for a while, and that is Milton Bradley's Marble Madness. I love the arcade game. It was one of the games that even if I wasn't very good at it, I could pop in a couple quarters and play it for a little while. Really enjoyed it. I played it recently down at Fun Spot in New Hampshire. They have one in there. I guess I say recently, it was like 2 or 3 years ago, but it's a lot of fun. Whenever I see this game in the arcade, I have to play it. So when it came out for the NES, it was one of these titles that just automatically go back to every time. And frankly, the NES was really good at replicating the arcade experience for this particular game. Anyway, number 9, my 9th favorite NES game in the NES Omnibus Volume 2 M through Z. How many times am I going to say that during this video? Marble Madness by Milton Bradley.
Number 8.
My number 8 favorite game is a game that you see pop up all the time. People talk about it all the time, and that is Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles by Ultra. And now I know Ultra's Konami. I had no idea back in the day, nor did I really care, to tell you the truth. But this is a game that we also did have when I was a kid, and we enjoyed it very much, but man, it was hard. We really struggled with it. And I don't find it very cartoonish. It's more created by, it's more, how do I say it? It's not like the cartoon of the Ninja Turtles. It's more like a video game that they've taken and they made it like the Ninja Turtles. I don't know how to explain that other than it just sort of seems different when it comes to being a licensed property. But that being said, fantastic game. Great complexity, the different levels. Man, that friggin' level where you had to swim and go through all the lightning kelp or seaweed. It's just terrible. I was terrible at it. When we finally beat it, it was so amazing to have done so. It turns out we were nowhere near the end of the game, of course, and I never did end up beating this. Seen a lot of videos on it since, seen people talk about it, how you beat different levels, and see them beat it as well, whether it's Angry Video Game Nerd or Mike Matai or various other ones. Really enjoy watching this game too, and the strategy it involves. Fantastic game. Number 8 on my list from this book, Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles by Ultra.
Number 7.
Now the next game is a game that I used to play all the time over my sister's place, and then I had to get a copy as soon as I could, and that was RC Pro-Am. Simple game, just a kart racer, like a remote control, a radio control car, buzzing around, trying to get the different parts to boost up your car, increase your speed, trying to hit those, trying to hit like the spots that shot you forward. Just so much fun to play this game, and challenging. You'd be right where you thought you needed to be. Of course, you had to make the first 2 or 3 or whatever it was. You couldn't be last. You'd think you'd have it, and then right at the very end, something would happen, knock you off the track. Everybody pass you, and then you'd have to start over, and it was really frustrating at times. But when you did finally get through and beat this game, man, it was a lot of fun. And it was just really rewarding. So a game that I'd love to put in and play right this second, to tell you the truth. It's so much fun. But it's number 7 on my list today, and that is RC Pro-Am.
Number 6.
Okay, here's number 6. I told you there'd be some surprises because I really sincerely believe that this would not be on very many people's top 10 lists. It's coming in at number 6 for me. You might not be surprised that I picked this game, because I did actually one of the insider insights for the book for Brett. So I'm actually published here in a couple different games. One of them I didn't include in my list, but this one I did, and that is Rocket Ranger. Very interesting game. It's just like an adventure type game with button masher parts, different types of mini games almost, and then a little bit of strategy trying to get the fuel, to get to the different places in the world, to get to the moon, to defeat the Plutonian base. And I really skimmed over that really quick, but suffice it to say, it may very well be a game that a lot of people would find very boring, or maybe they would just find monotonous for like the fist fighting parts, for example, the repetition of it all. But back in the day, I did enjoy playing it very much. It was the first game that I really remember off the top of my head beating right from start to finish, and that's kind of the nostalgic reason that it's so important to me, and that's why I picked that game to do a little write-up in the book for Brett, his Insider Insight. So for me, there's some games that I do absolutely like more, but this is a game that I think that not a lot of people really care for, but it means something special to me, so I wanted to include it in my list here. Number 6 in my top 10 favorite games in the NES Omnibus Volume 2 M through Z, Rocket Ranger. If you have the book, check it out. I got the Insider Insight right in there. Well, guys, that's 10 through 6 of my top 10 favorite games from the NES Omnibus Volume 2 M through Z. Part 1 is coming with numbers 5 through 1. And while you're waiting, why don't you go back and check out the 2 different videos, Part 1 and Part 2 of my top 10 favorite games, NES games from the NES Omnibus Volume 1. Fantastic book as well. If you haven't picked up the book, or you've been on the fence about picking them up, man, I highly, highly recommend them if you love the NES. Anyway, guys, thanks for spending a little bit of time with me today. Don't forget to hit like, comment, subscribe, and we'll see you next time for Part 2. Take care.
Papa Pete, the old ass gamer. Papa Pete, the old ass gamer. If you haven't grown up by the age.
Hey, Brett Weiss here, host of Tales from a Retro Gamer and the author of the SNES Omnibus and many other books. You have been watching Papa Pete, the Old Guy Gamer.
What the hell?